G'day and welcome to our next video covering off on our travels around the block. We're in South Australia at the moment, down on the Yorke Peninsula, and you see behind me the arid air, kind of I guess juxtaposed with the beautiful beaches. Lovely spot. Anyway, in this video we have a quick look at the Great Ocean Road. It's all driving because it's the Great Ocean Road and that's what we did. And then we come into Mount Gambier, into South Australia, the great South Australia. Go the crows apparently. We stay at Southend and 42 Mile along the Coorong, and then a quick dash into Adelaide. Not as much time in Adelaide as we would have liked, but we had some family stuff to tend to there. We did get to catch up with some wonderful people, and thanks for everybody's generosity that we had a chance to see and catch up with and have dinner. That was great. After that, we duck over to the Yorke Peninsula, and the Yorke is a hidden treasure. I think South Australian beaches are absolutely brilliant, and you can see on the Yorke why that is. There's also some art, some salt lakes, some really interesting things to see. Anyway, enough yabbering from me. Hope you enjoy the video, and we'll catch you later. Cheers. After the Great Ocean Road, we came to Mount Gambier. It's a bit of a funny place. It's the second largest city in South Australia, but it's not saying much. It's still not that big. Here you can see the city gardens over a sinkhole. The entire place has sinkholes everywhere, and here's the biggest and most spectacular one. This is Blue Lake, just on the outskirts of town, and as you can see, the water is this deep, brilliant blue. It's a massive limestone sinkhole, and you can see there, just on the edge, some of the beautiful clear water that leads down into the lake. It was a fascinating place, and I was surprised by how Mount Gambier is really well set up for tourists, and the sinkholes and all the swimming and snorkeling, scuba diving and spelunking that you can do throughout the area. There's a huge system of underground limestone caves filled with water. And we had a great time in Mount Gambier before we hit the road again and set ourselves out to Southend. So we spent a couple of nights here at Southend, which is a lovely spot. Right on the beach. We had a wonderful time, and I'll show you now where we stayed. It was awesome. Here we are, just left our campsite. You can see when we come over the dune, hopefully. Check this. Spotty dog.
Waiting for something to get to me. I was
no visit to South Australia is complete without going to Adelaide. We only had one day to head into town, so unfortunately we didn't get to see as much as we want, but we still saw enough. The South Australian Museum was awesome. It had both the wildlife and, as you can see, some ancient Egypt artifacts which were fascinating. From there we head into a new place to visit, which is the Australian Space Discovery Centre. They've just set up the Australian Space Agency, and here is their public face. So this is where you can go learn a bit about Australia's journey in space, some of the people that have been, the work that's being done, and the discoveries that they're making. If you're in Adelaide, I recommend it. And of course, you can't go to Adelaide without going to Rundle Mall and taking a trip on the Glenelg tram. We had a good time in Adelaide. Wish we'd had more time. Hopefully one day we'll go back and enjoy a bit more. So we're here in Minlaton on the Yorke Peninsula at the Captain Harry Butler Memorial, which is where his monoplane, the Red Devil, is now being stored. It's a fascinating story. Born in the late 1880s here in the Yorke Peninsula and became one of South Australia's first and most preeminent aviators. Fought in the First World War in the Royal Flying Corps, was a combat instructor, and then came back here, got into aviation, founded an aviation company, was into barnstorming and aerobatics and that kind of thing, and then unfortunately crashed this plane, and his injuries contributed to his death a couple of years later, so died at the age of 34. But they've done a wonderful job. They've completely rebuilt his plane and they've preserved his heritage and the history. Good on you, Minlaton. Fantastic.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible.
It's been about 6 months since I last supped, and I wasn't very good at it then. Let's see how this goes. Well, go on. I'm standing up. All right, here goes Evie and I. Out for a bit of a paddle. Oh, there's a wave. Woo-hoo-hoo!
I might put my paper on this.
Yeah? All right. All right. We head back in?
Can I try and paddle this time?
You try and paddle.
Ooh.
Don't drop the paddle, okay?
I won't.
Good girl.
So how do you do it?
So,
First I need to go on this side, just kind of.
hang on a sec. I'm just going to sit down. Whoop. Try to do that without us tipping in. There we go. All right.
Always get angry.
Ooh, careful.
Me. Look, always get angry at me, even though when I do stuff on accident.
So, Bub,
Yeah.
when you've got it on the right-hand side of the boat, have your right hand, that's the way, right hand at the bottom. Very good.
Look, always get angry.
Hey,
Even when I make mistakes.
there goes Patty. Whoa, waves make a difference, don't they, buddy? That's the way. Try paddling out just a little bit deeper. Away we go. All right, here go Paddy and Evie off on a whirlwind adventure. Have fun.
Just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. Ooh, I was done feeling hopeless. Screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold. It's funny how easily a life can be torn apart. Why couldn't I simply see that I was sick at heart and I am in deep debt? The climb we did was unreal. You made me so speechless. I just can't believe it. You broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. Ooh, I was my own enemy. Screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold. I rise from the ashes with pins and patches. We carry on. I rise from the ashes. I heal from your past. Ooh, I was my own enemy. Screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home. With pins and patches, we carry on. I rise from the ashes. I heal from your passion. My doubts are gone. Oh, yeah. Felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn.
So here we are, Edithburgh Jetty, chilling out with the sea lions. Check them out.
No, up a few steps. Up a few steps.
There we go. Hello, Chops. Hello, mate.
Mate, I could reach out and touch you, but I won't.
Don't.
I'm not going to. I'm just
Remember that
saying.
whole part about they're friendly until you try to touch them.
Yeah, that's it, why?
Did you?
Wanna shake the ground, wanna break away, let loose. I'm tired of waiting, gotta make that move. All the neon signs, now they shout to me and you to write our story. Wanna shape the new. Do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me.
The book says the best way to do it is to jump straight in, and who am I to argue, hey?
Gonna keep running, grab the fun and live it live. And tomorrow's far away. Should I let the party fade? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something. Let us go tonight.
Ready, buddy? Jump out.
Got a restless mind,
Excellent.
and no, I won't let go. So let us be crazy before we're cold.
Go.
You can take us out, your doubts won't hold us down, 'cause we're gonna light up the sky where we go. Oh, oh. Do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me. Do you wanna? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something, get it right. Gonna keep on running, grab the fun and live it live. And tomorrow's far away. Should I let the party fade? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something.
So we've just been up to the Shore Beach tidal pool on a picture perfect day. Lovely spot. Found it in a book called Places That We Swim. And thanks to Carney for the recommendation. That book's amazing. Kind of using it to help us guide where we go around the country. We found this one in there, and I think it's funny because apparently this place is famous because of Instagram. And we read about it in a book, which, for those not aware, were things that we had before Instagram. And now, as a result, I want to go back and look for it on Instagram. So a book made an Instagram beach famous on Instagram. All right. I've got Paddy and Brooke here with me. We left Evie and Ginny back at the campsite while we went swimming, and we're going to take the opportunity for a car chat. So for this one, kiddos, I'm curious, how's homeschool going? Lots of people are asking how homeschooling is, and they ask Mummy and I, but they don't ask you guys. How's homeschool going for you?
Better than normal school.
Better than normal school. All right. Why's that?
Because you actually get taught what you should be getting taught and not what other people need to be getting taught.
Individual attention.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What about you, Brookie?
I like it because it's so much shorter. Like normal school is 6 hours and it's only like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
And anybody from the Department of Education that's watching, that's 2 hours of concentrated, entirely focused education. Top notch. Anything else? Teachers are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Debonair, charming, engaging, talented. Yeah, okay, yep. Do you feel like you're learning?
Yes.
Yeah? Paddy, what did we do this morning?
We did some creative writing and math.
What do we do in math?
We did
feel like you're learning if you have to ask me what you did.
I just got
Golden ratio
oh yeah, the golden ratio where we have to draw the Fibonacci.
and Fibonacci sequence. So, from a parent's perspective, homeschooling's going reasonably well. It's arguable from the grown-up's point of view whether or not we put the time into it, and certainly the time into planning. Internet is absolutely necessary. We're doing the Simply Homeschool curriculum, and that's all web-based, so having the internet to update and make sure that we've got the lesson plans is something that we need on an ongoing basis. Simply Homeschool is also pretty crafty, so there's lots of craft art type activities, which is good. So Paddy and Brooke haven't mentioned the big maps that they're doing, but it's providing an excellent addition, so not just learning about geography, but also getting in and doing the fine motor skills work, the art, the thinking, colour work, that kind of stuff. So Simply Homeschool, I'd say it's great. We ran across a family the other day who were doing distance ed, enrolled in distance ed. They had 2 hours per day of online lectures via Zoom, and then 2 hours per day of parent facilitated lessons, so worksheets, workbooks, that kind of stuff. So for 4 hours a day they were doing their schooling, and to quote the parent, it was killing their trip. So we're very glad that we didn't end up doing distance education, and that we've taken the plunge and we're doing homeschooling instead. Paddy and Evie have actually got exemptions, so in theory we could get away with not teaching them anything all year and we would be okay, but obviously not what we want to do. So we are running through the curriculum and teaching them as we go, but we don't need to write reports, we don't need to track their progress, whereas Brookie, come October, we'll need to prove that we've been teaching her and prove that she's actually learned something. But overall, homeschool's been going pretty well. Most mornings, somewhere between an hour and 2 hours, depending upon the kid, depending upon the subject, depending upon what else is going on, and a bit in the car as well. So we'll do some with iPads as we're driving along, and knock over some of the subjects that we can do from a tablet. But that's homeschooling, hey kiddos?
Yeah.
Otherwise, museums. What else have we done? We've done a lot of interactive activities. The Education Centre at Kosciuszko. We've done lots of museums. What else have we done?
Devils at Cradle.
Devil's at Cradle. Yep.
Space Centre.
The Space Centre.
Port Arthur.
Port Arthur. Yeah, so there's been heaps. So formal and informal lessons, I guess, has been the key there, hasn't it, kiddos?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What's that?
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Great car chat. Thanks, kiddos. Cape Elizabeth after a lovely drive, and we've just set up, as you can see behind me. Looks like a lovely spot. There's only one other van in the entire place, and they're a couple of 100 metres away, so not really impinging on our space, which is nice. And then have a look at this. It's like a tropical beach. Lovely spot. So we're going to go and check out the beach, see the swans, and enjoy the scenery.